Hey, Pecos Eagles, this is Coach Olson. Doing this little sports banquet deal for you. We're excited to have the opportunity to recognize our young men and women, these Pecos Eagles, in this manner. It's a difficult time. We're working to stay positive, and we want to highlight the amazing things that's happened in our athletic department this year. So today's the football talk for the sports banquet. So first thing I want to do is I want to talk about some people we need to thank and how much we appreciate them. First, we want to thank our athletes, our football players. What a great, phenomenal job they did this year in working for us, from our freshmen to our JV to our varsity, even our middle school kiddos. We're just really proud of the effort they gave. We talk every day about show up and be Eagles, and they exemplified what show up and be Eagles meant. A legacy changing, a legacy setting group of young athletes. We want to thank the parents. We spent a lot of time with our football players, from practices to meetings to games on Fridays and meetings on Saturdays, and so we thank our parents for being there for us and allowing us to spend the time with those football players. The assistant coaches, what a great job they do. No organization, no football team, no team period works well without it. Great assistant coaches that are bought into what we're about, and they do their best for kids. And so I think we had a great group of coaches that really worked hard for our kids and love kids this year. There's one person that probably deserves his own video because we can't say enough about him, and that's Doc. Doc means so much to our program, from helping me out as the athletic director and head football coach to being there for kids, not only for the athletic training side of it, but being there for kids, period. Just so many things that he provides for us. Him getting to hold that trophy on that Friday night in November in Midland was an amazing experience for me to see him have something that I'll never forget. But we really appreciate everything Doc does for us. Like I said, probably deserves his own video, his own recognition. We want to thank our wives and the coaches' wives and the coaches' significant others. We really appreciate them. I know my wife has to put up with a whole lot. Me specifically during football season, and so we appreciate our wives being that support system for us. Thank our administration. Great athletic events don't happen, and great teams don't occur just by happenstance. And so we're just proud of the support we get from our administration. The fan and student support this year was amazing. As the season went on, it seemed like we were gathering more fans. And that night in Midland was amazing. I don't do a lot of paying attention to the stands, but when we knew the game was in hand and turned around and seeing all the Pecos Eagle fans down there in the stands cheering and up, being loud, it's an amazing experience, and it's great for our kids. It's great for our community, and these things don't just happen on individual basis. That support is really big, and so we really appreciate all the fan support and the student support throughout the entire season. A group that doesn't get a whole lot of recognition that we really need to recognize, that's our managers. Our football managers, Esmeralda Ramirez and Esperanza Ramirez and Isis Gordon, out there every day getting water to our kids and helping out in the training room and anything that needs to be done. I really appreciate them and the amount of time and effort they put into it. Sometimes it can be a thankless job, but they do a great job for us, and we appreciate them. So a little bit about our football season now. Dave Campbell's Texas Football predicted us to be 7th place in our district out of 7. The Harris poll and the Padilla ratings had us ranked power rating that would have led us to be 0-10 in football season. And we talk all the time when we talk to our kids about we're going to live up to our expectations, and we're not going to try to achieve expectations of others for us. And we did that. We had some huge program wins on the road, winning in Big Spring, winning in Monahans, winning in Sweetwater, and winning in Snyder. Just amazing wins for a program period, much less the way we built what we were doing here. And so those are huge program wins for us, all on the road. Those wins helped roll us into a 2nd place finish in our district, 2nd, not 7th, and led us into the playoffs to play Levelland. And what an amazing night for those that were there. Just an awesome night for our program in Midland that night in November. Kids played amazing. A 45-0 win over Levelland, first playoff win for Pecos since 1975, and it led Dave Campbell's Texas Football to name us the 4A Team of the Week that week. So of all the teams that played in 4A Division 1 and 2, they named us the Team of the Week, and just a great honor for our kids. The next week we ran into a really good Glen Rose team and went toe-to-toe with them and gave them a good football game and just came up a little short in the end. So our season record was 7-5 with a by-district championship. We did set some individual records as we went along. 4 times we tied the individual single game TD record. Armando Granado tied it 3 times. He had 4 touchdowns 3 times, and Abel Velasquez did it once. Zeke Saldana against La Mesa set the single game individual rushing record, 318 yards. Abel Velasquez set the single game individual points record with 32 against Sweetwater. 3 young men broke the single season touchdown record, with Armando Granado now holding the record at 18. Abel Velasquez and Ezekiel Saldana also set that record. And those same 3 young men also broke the individual single season points record. Now Abel Velasquez holds that record at 126, and Armando Granado and Zeke Saldana also set the record, broke the record. So our all-district selections, Zeke Saldana was the offensive newcomer of the year for the district. We had 3 first-team offensive players, Armando Granado, Abel Velasquez, and Hayden Hopkins. 3 second-team offensive players, Daniel Perea, Everett McGee, and Gary Salcido, and 4 honorable mention on offense, Sean Castillo, Tony Armendariz, Billy Golson, and Andres Mendoza. We had 1 first-team defensive selection, Abel Velasquez. We had 3 second-team defensive selections, Tony Armendariz, Jose Garza, and Gary Salcido, and 4 honorable mention defense, Sean Castillo, Diego Rodriguez, Ethan Arona, and Isaiah Albert Aguilar. We had 1 first-team special teams player, and that was Randall Wilson. We had 6 6 all-district academic selections, Tony Armendariz, Billy Golson, Hayden Hopkins, Everett McGee, Randall Wilson, and Zeke Saldana. We had 2 young men that were selected to multiple postseason awards. Hayden Hopkins and Armando Granado were both selected to the Texas Sports Writers 4A Honorable Mention All-State Team. They were both selected to the Associated Press 4A Honorable Mention All-State Team, and both those young men were first-team All-Permian Basin selections. And so just excited that those awards really reflect the season that we had. Want to recognize our seniors. These seniors set a legacy for our program. They set a legacy for the program that's going to continue on. Nathaniel Chino Romo, Gary Salcido, Armando Granado, Ethan Arona, Aaron Ortiz, Zyron Kelly, George Mendoza, Tony Armendariz, Abraham Carrasco, Andrew Trejo, Brandon Dominguez, Isaiah Albert Aguilar, Jose Anchando, Eileen Overcash, and this class would not be complete without mentioning Jonathan Aguilar and Ethan Medina. All of those young men and women, they set this program where it needs to be, and through adversity and through a lot of challenges, really, like I said, set a legacy for our program that's going to continue on. So now to the awards. We give 3 awards. The first award is the offensive MVP. This young man led us in rushing with almost 1,800 yards rushing, 19 touchdowns, tied the single game touchdown record 3 times, set the single season touchdown record, was named to multiple all-state teams. Our offensive MVP is Armando Granado. So our defensive MVP is a young man that's started for 2 years, been rock solid on our defense. Played a little bit when he was a sophomore, but started these last 2 years as a junior and senior. He's not going to be the flashiest guy, but he makes plays. He's the heart and soul of our defense. Our defensive MVP is Gary Salcido. So the Fighting Heart Award is, for me, this is an award that's near and dear to my heart. Any place that you're recognizing, a player that does it all for you. This young man exemplified what Show Up and Be Eagles is all about. Since I started here in April of 18, I don't think he's missed a single day of school. I don't think he's missed a single workout, summer workout, regular workout. Late in the season, we were playing a team, and it was at the end of the game, and he wasn't in there. So I walk over to the bench, and he's spent. He's laid it all out there for his brothers on his team, and he was gassed, and it was all he could do to finish out. So our Fighting Heart Award is Isaiah Albert Aguilar. Really proud of not only those award winners and the all-district people, but really proud of all of our athletes, proud of our football players. Just excited not only for what's to come, but excited in reflecting and celebrating the amazing year we had this year. So just want to thank everybody once again. We appreciate you getting on and watching. And like you always hear me say, show up, be Eagles.